Hi all, in this lab, let us understand how to create custom event bus and create a rule and also test it with a sample test event. Let's get started. So we are in the Amazon EventBridge console, let's say, and in the console by default, you will see one default event bus. Okay, the name of the default event bus is default. Okay, so any AWS specific events that could be resource state change events, any infra level change events, all of that events will be coming to this default event bus. Okay, but we will not be using the default event bus. Instead, we'll be creating our own event bus. So we can create our own custom event bus, and any events that we send to this event bus, we can have rules also. Okay, so before we creating the rules, we have to first define the targets. The target could be CloudWatch logs, Lambda, SQSQ, SNS, so many other services can be the targets. But for this lab, for quick testing, it is easy to test with a CloudWatch logs. Okay, so we have to create a CloudWatch log group, and then we also need to create a resource policy. This is extremely important. Without resource based policy on the CloudWatch logs, we will not be able to send any event data to the CloudWatch logs. Okay, so this is important to keep in mind. So we will see how to create that also in the lab, but this is important. Okay, next, then we will create the rules. The CloudWatch rule, the event rules you can define based upon certain patterns. You can filter based upon the source. Within the event data, you can filter based upon certain values. Okay, so let us say we create one or more rules for the specific event bus. Okay, the rules are always associated with a specific event bus. So in this case, we are associating all the rules for the custom event bus. So we'll be creating only one rule for demo purpose. Next, we have to create a event source. So this could be any custom application, or you can simply use AWS CLI command to test a sample event. So we will create a custom event and test it by sending it to the custom event bus that we are going to create, and using the rules which will match to one of these events, and the rules will send the event to the target, which is a CloudWatch log. Okay, so this is the overall demo that we're going to showcase. Okay, let's go to the code then. Okay, now let us understand how we have to implement the custom event bus and create a rule and test it in the code. Okay, so this is our Terraform module. I'm using the EventBridge module with the latest version, and I'm creating a bus. Okay, and the name of the bus is orders, and I'm also creating a rule for this particular bus. Okay, so it's important to understand that we have to specify various parameters here. Okay, one is a description and another is the event pattern. So in the event patterns, I'm filtering any event with the source com.aws.orders. This is the application source which is sending the events to this particular event bus. I'm keeping the state enabled, so that means the rule is active. And the target is basically the Amazon CloudWatch. Okay, the group CloudWatch group ARN, and this is the name of the group. So I'm also creating a simple CloudWatch group. Okay, in the slash events orders. Okay, slash AWS slash event slash orders is the name of the CloudWatch group, and the ARN is specified here. And another important thing, like we discussed, is basically the resource based policy. So if you look at the IAM policy document, we are allowing certain operations on logs service, which is create log stream, put log events, and put log event batch. So all of these operations has to be performed on the CloudWatch log. Okay. So this is the resource that we have configured, and the principals who are going to send the logs: events.amazon aws.com and delivery.logs.aws amazon.aws.com. Okay, these are the principals who are going to send the events. Okay, and so this is the IAM policy, and this is where we are creating the resource based IAM policies with this name. Okay, and one thing we have to keep in mind is this particular policy is not an IAM policy. Though it looks like an IAM policy, it's not. You will not be able to find this IAM policy in the IAM console, nor you will find this in the AWS logs console also. But you can find out whether this policy exists or not using the AWS CLI command. So we will see that in the lab. In console, you will not be able to see this, but you will be able to see whether it's available in the system or not. Okay, so this is the configuration for the EventBridge, where we created event bus and rule and provided a CloudWatch log group as a target. And the target, which is a CloudWatch log, as a specific resource policy to allow the writes to create the log streams and also put log events into this log group. Okay. Now let us go to the console and see how it looks like. Console for Amazon EventBridge service, and I'm at the rules. I just select the rules on the left inside the buses section. And if you see the event buses, there are two event buses. Okay, one is a default and another is the orders which you have created. And this is the rule that we are creating it. It is in the enabled state, standard, and catch all. And this rule as a target for the CloudWatch event, CloudWatch log group. Sorry. So this is the CloudWatch log groups console, and you see there is a log group called /AWS/event/order. This is what we have created, okay, to the Terraform. Now let us send a test event to the CloudWatch event bridge and see if that event is coming to this particular log group. Okay. So I went inside the log group and there are two log streams, and these log streams were created in the past. Now let us send the event to the command line and check whether the the event is coming to this particular log group. Okay, let's go to the command line. So here I'm just creating a folder and I'm creating this JSON file. The details section contains category, value, and location, some fields corresponding to this application. The source is com.aws.orders, and the event bus name is orders. This is not default. This is important. The detail type is this. Okay, I've created this JSON file. Now let's just go to this folder and check how does this JSON file looks like. Okay. Now I created this file. Now let me send a test event. Okay, so I just run this command here. So here you see that the event ID is created. So this particular event, let me just copy this and go to the CloudWatch log console and check whether this event has arrived or not. So I just refreshed the CloudWatch log streams. Now this is the new event, okay, which just received. Okay, so we can search. Okay, so this is the event ID that got received a while ago into the CloudWatch log. So with this, we conclude that the test events that we sent through a specific filtration for the source has come to the target, which is the CloudWatch logs. Okay, so we demonstrated creating a CloudWatch, event bridge event bus, created a rule for that event bus, and created a target in the CloudWatch log and tested with a sample event, and which is coming to the CloudWatch. So this is an end-to-end flow of demonstrating a specific CloudWatch event and rule.